This is ventilation of the poly day 3. My hair's standing up, I just woke up. This is a bit balloony, but then again, so is my real hair when I woke up. So there's no relaxation in my natural hair or in the hairpiece. I'm starting to notice this hair on the side's growing back, very grey. It'll be really, really grey from now on. It's a bit of a problem. This ballooning out up here is really a lot to do with, well, at least it's not standing up like it was when it was really short. But still, it's not great. I mean, I don't like it doing that. It has no weight to it. It has no hair product in it. Now, given we've discussed poking holes and ventilating the hairpiece, the poly hairpiece, so that the heat can vent out. I look at this in the morning. Usually it's a little bit lifting in the morning because I've just been sweating in bed, I guess, in a heated room. And today is good. The hairline is, as I've said, horizontal V-loops, which is the worst case scenario. Which is why I've sacrificed this one. Bit of lifting there, same place as yesterday, didn't re-fix itself. So I'm tempted to just add a bit more glue to that. Be very careful, it's a very small spot. So what I'll do after that's stuck down, I really don't want to squeeze out. It will squeeze out if I push on it right now. So I'll wait for 15 minutes, I'll push that down and I'll jump in the shower. And then we'll look at what we can do to weigh this down. There's not really much I can do to fix this front hairline. It's just horizontal V-loops, as I've told you about many times. So there's no point in you writing and say your hairline doesn't look very good today, because I know, I'm aware of it. But still, there will still be people writing that, and I don't know how to get rid of them. I'll wait for this to dry and then get in the shower and we can look at it. Okay, so it's been a couple of hours instead of 15 minutes. It's been having breakfast and talking on the phone and trying to find car parts. Yeah, that's glued back down. These bits here are unsightly, I reckon. But the whole thing's pretty unsightly. I could try to chop those bits out there, because they haven't got any hairs on them, right? They're just overhangs. I'm gonna do it and just double check, see what happens. So yeah, not a hot day or anything. There's no line of dirt, and this would be more evident for you if I didn't have a bunch of horizontal V-loops. But I only have one poly hairpiece with nose to spine loops, right? Just one. Let's just hope that Lord Hair exchanges those 3 pieces I sent back to them that were the wrong color and were also lax. And they're going to swap them over for poly, I think. I hope that was just what happens. Usually pretty good with customer service. That's the peeling up bit. That's the bit that I just glued to stick back down. But it's got such leverage on it because it's such a protruding little triangle that, you know, it's only a few tugs on that is going to make that thing come out. But also I think that bit there doesn't have any hair on it. I'm just going to cut that bit off. Alright, I'll have a shower. If anyone knows, because this happens with both lace and poly, this whole stick out and then fall down thing, or if it's not heavy, if it's not long enough, it'll just stick up and won't even have the strength, the weight to fall down. Because I hate waking up like a pineapple. If your hair's really long, it won't, but most lengths it will. But I mean, even my own hair does. So my own hair, my real hair back here, even that wants to be a pineapple. So, but it's not as bad. If my hair was this long, it certainly would be able to lie flatter. It would go out a little bit and then come down. So the ultimate hairpiece, as we've probably discussed with me discussing it and you just agreeing like this, hopefully, is that we want hairpieces with just individual hairs coming out, which are somehow locked in to whatever the base material is, instead of being V-loops or knots. Because the knots and the V-loops both cause this jutting out effect. Now in the beginning, when you're not fussy, you're like, wow, I've got a full head of hair again, what the fuck is it? Complaining about the world is awesome again. But when you've been wearing it for a while, you start noticing things that piss you off. And one of them is hair sticks up because, see, V-loops are not like this. I shouldn't do that because V-loops we now know are like this. U-loops, really. Or bracket loops, something. Because otherwise there wouldn't be all these lines along on the surface of the base. Alright, I'll have a shower and then we'll redesign my head. Fixed it. It's not sticking up anymore. Oh shit, look at that gigantic fucking gap up there. See, this is the reason I made a bigger piece in the first place, so that I could shave all this back out and make the piece fit all the way to there. Instead, I thought I could simply just grow this. See, I don't know how far back that it goes in terms of gonna look the same, even if I'm back that extra bit. It seems though that this bit here is worse than this bit here. Hard to tell. Huge risk. You understand what I'm saying? It's going to increase every hair piece price. I have to order heaps more hair pieces so I can cut them all out and stuff in 2, not 3. 3. Lol. See, this is all balding here. I've told you what to do, Rogaine. Okay, so that's it's eventually going to be a full topper. It has to be in the end. But the thing is, this is what my thoughts are about the full topper, right? Once you put it on the back there, you have to let that hair flop back down, keep it separated in all directions. That's the only hairstyle you can really do. Because if you start brushing sort of that way from behind, that will reveal the same problems I've got here, back there. Because your back hair isn't going to grow in and over the hairpiece from this direction, is it? It's the opposite. Your hairpiece has to be over the top of everything else. So you can never show what's underneath it. So therefore, the equivalent for me would be always brush this back, and then I'm in exactly the same boat as the rest of you. So now I've just achieved what people with full toppers already achieve, which is brush over that gap. I still think I can afford to make a bigger hairpiece. This hairpiece size, at least, without chopping that bit off. So it can overhang over that. I'd rather not have a plastic overhang though. That's going to be quite visible and very detrimental in times of wind. Unless I clipped it. some sort of hair tie thing, but that's just stupid. So, while it's all wet, we can see the overhang clearly here. You couldn't notice that until I really pulled it back. But unless your hair's brushed over like that, the overhangs will show. So you really shouldn't have overhangs. Seems to be a chunk of something like glue or dirt or something just there. Sorry. So long as it's brushed like that, that's fine. Now the top, of course, is not fine. But today's little exercise is to check out whether the ventilation has allowed for this thing to stay stuck down. Well, it hasn't made it lift, but then again, it's winter, so. But I just ran on the spot, so I haven't just been masturbating furiously on the floor and then stood up and going, I'm ready to do the show again. No, I was running on the spot after I did 36 squats, 3 sets of 12 squats. I try to get any exercise sort of done in the shower or when I use the orbital with some alcohol to make it worth my while. So I lose this double chin and be fit and ready and more awake and sleep less and more attractive and stuff. So, as we can see from that water, when the hair is weighed down, it doesn't become like a pineapple. So the main thing I use is this to keep the hair stuck down, to weigh it down, to add extra weight to the hairs. I don't want frizz and I don't want sticky uppy hairs. So you rub the muck in your hands like this, spread it out, get rid of any chunks, turn the tap on, put your hands, rub them together a bit more, and from the back area mostly, bring it forward and shove it through your hair. This hairline is not good enough to have a warm brush back look. But if I let it dry like this and then style it, it will be a lot more obedient because I will have kind of flattened it and told it to sort of be in a straight line. And then I'll sort of probably make it into curtains later on. But I'll tell you what, if you just tie them alone and you're just doing this, by the way, that's really gone up a lot. That on that side. Compare that side. What does that chunk want? we have something here. Never tried this before. It didn't quite chomp the plastic. But it certainly has better pinching capabilities than my fingers, and it definitely bites through it, unlike tweezers would. So yeah, toenail clippers, or nail clippers, could be an extra tool to add to your arsenal for the front hairline, both lace and poly, I would suspect. Toenail clippers. So that's poly ventilation, day 3. No lifting, only minuscule amounts around the front hairline, which would be lifting whether or not it was lace or poly, so the vents have nothing to do with that.